And so, said you may general secretary and me chairman can you know. Who quite mindful for COVID year by you. A buying a day into Tuyatu, a queen, so they be a boy to me move. And so over Ghana ha, yeah, buying, or the taxes riding, or the other your company say, yes, one in here. And see, Ghanaians have the right to demonstrate, Ghanaians have the right to spew out, Ghanaians have the right to spew out their frustration. Now say, ya koyena say, a kum na mumbe kumi endia. Na yent mean to say, Emma Muko so kumi.
Yo, abusia for any adofo me ma obibia akwa basronko ede ebatuma GH so na said mu enim enom ye NDC amanyokuo no omode oye chekase na ahyehye eye so asese am no kase womo ababepie mu ewo eye Parliament House achese womo edie enyina enese yes say no enioma ekoso ewo maimu no womo march for justice justice and our more marching for justice and on ama and day be more parliament our petition ababato one more son said yeah cost one nya dey say one more ebo edus now share placards e bia na just chema full prices cost no so enya dey say yeah job salaries no den 8 court nanim e dey amom nto omo do hu ni say fix here and yam fix it country no. Abusia for said who no ya dompem na abona NDC amanyoko no na womode oye kire ehihye eso when that day omabepie mo ewo Parliament House na sabre omabepie ewo hono uti de ye ni nipa abochi ewo hano na chete demonstration na womo ade ehihye eso no march for justice hashtag no march for justice mabuno no womo ani abrepa said you hu no akuno ade womo mbie ye no ene chete sesei kasa koso ewa hadodo na sususe epono na womo mbie mfa mo na womo timinya kwan na mo fa mo ansem no enkonkoto parliament anim na abusiafo said ensem no etie eno no dompem na aboni nyina no ejina ho ede ma oye kira womo march for justice no abusiafo akasakasa ekosi nyina sechese akonya na womo enya emfa enwura mu asre aposifo no enye womo adwense omemo mo kwan ama womo ewrame no ene kasakasa ekoso sabre yan kasakasa ekoso sabre no timamufu a ene NDC amanyoko na wonsise ewose mo kwan no do womo petition ebebeto parliament na yewra honorable Abambaben etimi ehwehwe womo ensemu edemo mo no eno nti na mo mababepie mo haneso so aposifo no ema womo ekwan eno nti na awadodo na abodompim ejina afuno no achi na wuhu nipa dodo na sa na aseche etie posi ni twanyi fachikumi na sabre wabepimo hanoma wone the national secretary kanyimpa woda NDC amanyoko na no chese o makwan a chese o mu ebetimi akọ General Mosquito, Papa Johnson, and Katia, Piemo, Ewahanum, Nagidi, Coswa, Natchez, a yet crumple, Emma, a year media person, say, one more every room, no Sabriam, no, Casse, Eddie. Yeah, a probably Piemo, Ewahano, make sure, say, a Yanama, everything I told Dina, yeah, Timmy, Eddie, and Rano, so it's unsaid. Omun Testano, a year COVID, more, and I want to dump him, no, Abosana, and she, and I just say, yeah, you know, you be free up on na. Yeah, I can I said, yeah, everything I told you now will be a to me. I call, yes, and yes, and
building on mother's land. I see it. They are walking in my head. They are not the table to my head. And you say you want so, say you get us so. You get us so, but the money and say they never know my yes, to say. Am I yo, yes, oh my food, am I yo, yes, oh my food, revolution as a long way. To say, Cadence may come, but the revolution has come to stay. Revolution has a long way to go, but has come to stay. Come to stay. Revolution has a long way to go, but has come to stay. May go, come, but the revolution has come to stay. Revolution has a long way to go, but has come to stay. Arise, Ghana youth, for your country. The nation demands your devotion. Let us all unite to uphold her and make her great and strong. We are all involved. We are all involved. We are all involved in building our motherland. We are all involved. We are all involved. We are all involved in building our motherland. We are all involved. We are all involved. We are all involved in building our motherland. We are all involved. We are all involved. We are all involved in building our motherland. For your country, the nation demands your devotion. Let us all unite to uphold and make her great and strong. We are all involved. We are all involved. Where you go? Yeah.
Assassination of a prominent youth activist, Mohammed Kaka, were set upon by armed soldiers and shot at, resulting in the death of 2 persons. In Wa, dozens of soldiers, without any provocation, embarked on an indiscriminate assault of anyone in sight over the alleged stealing of a mobile phone belonging to one of their kind. These violent incidents were preceded 6 months ago by the callous gunning down of 7 Ghanaians at Techiman South, Ablekuma Central, Ododio during the collation process of the 2020 elections. These killings themselves followed several other instances of abuse of citizens by regime actors. These include a broad daylight attack on NDC members by balaclava wearing MPP bandits clad in national security apparel during the Ayawaso West Wogon by-election. We also recall the dastardly attacks on a court in Kumasi by MPP militants calling themselves Delta Forces, who had earlier attacked the then Ashanti Regional Security Coordinator. We also recall with regret the storming of the chamber of the August House of Parliament by armed military personnel on the 9th of January 2020 during your election. Other notable incidents include the manhandling and torture of journalists and critiques of the Ekufuadu Bawumia government. A unique feature of these heinous crimes is that they have all gone unpunished, with the perpetrators completely left off the hook. It is our strong belief that these violent attacks on Ghanaians is the product of the deliberate mismanagement and militarization of our society by the current government to instill fear and anxiety in the citizenry as part of a grand design anchored on total domination of the state. This is borne out by the integration of MPP hoodlums and bandits with violent records into national security and other important security organizations like the police and military. A direct consequence of this is that the Ekufuadu government has acquired a vested interest in the state-sanctioned terrorism. In this circumstance, it has become clear that the government has completely abdicated its responsibility to guarantee the safety and security of Ghanaians and placed itself at the forefront of undermining safety. We have come to a point where these sporadic acts of violence, killings and brutalization of innocent Ghanaians can no longer be tolerated. We are simply unable to sit down and watch the lives of our compatriots snapped out of them by this marauding gang of bandits. We have therefore embarked on this demonstration to draw attention to these various problems. As the head of Ghana's legislature, which is cloaked with oversight responsibility on the executive and which truly reflects the aspirations of the people of Ghana, we pray you to lead an effort to stamp out and put an immediate halt to the rapid descent of Ghanaian society into an abyss of violence, lawlessness, and impunity, sanctioned by the very government that is supposed to protect them. The nonchalance and aloofness towards these incidents by the president and his government are no longer tenable. To this end, we make the following specific demands. 1. An immediate removal of all bandits and party tax integrated into the security agencies, the country security agencies. B, a full-scale bipartisan parliamentary inquiry into all the citizens recounted in our petition and a faithful implementation of all recommendations, especially the punishment of all perpetrators. C, immediate reform of the security agencies with emphasis on modern methods of security provision and a de-emphasis of the militarization mundane security operations. The holding to account of all relevant government officials who have failed to act in the face of glaring evidence in the cases we have recounted. E, the compensation of all surviving victims of the brutalities and families of all those who have lost their lives as a result. F, the exacting of a clear commitment from the President to uphold the Constitution and laws of Ghana and the prevention of subsequent acts of lawlessness and impunity by elements of his party and government. And the last one, it is our expectation that these demands will be acted upon with dispatch in order to restore the hope and confidence of Ghanaians in the future of our country and its government and its governance institutions. Thank you very much for and on behalf of the people of Ghana. Under his hand, George Opare Ado Esquire, National Youth Organizer, ADC. Thank you.
All right, give way. I'm not going to wait.
Thank you very much, Ruth, for the presentation that you have made. Let me first give an indication that the Speaker of Parliament has had to respond to an invitation by his colleague in Nigeria. And that is why you are not seeing him here. The Speaker is not by any means avoiding the demonstrators. He's had to respond to a call from his counterpart in Nigeria. That's why he's not here. There's a reason why the minority leader and I are here to receive your petition for and on behalf of the institution, and indeed because it was addressed to the Speaker, we are receiving it for and on behalf of the Speaker. Having said so, I guess it will be important before I make a few remarks to allow the minority leader to make an observation, a brief observation, and then I will come in to wrap it up. Minority leader. Thank you very much for presenting the petition on behalf of the youth of Ghana. Our assurance to you is that Parliament will not fail the people of Ghana in demanding that right be done, and right be done to safeguard the peace and stability of our country, right be done to safeguard the stability of our country, and right be done to safeguard our democracy. Essentially, the bestiality of unruly behavior of the security agencies is not acceptable anywhere. We will look into it, probe into it, where it requires that we rid the security agencies of those concerns raised. Parliament will not in doing that. Understand that the demonstration has generally been peaceful. That is how it should be. Freedom of expression is important, and freedom to demonstrate is as important in a democracy for the expression of legitimate grievances. Where you have come is a forum where these grievances will be digested, so you will hear from the Parliament of Ghana on the concerns that you are so raised. I'm sure that there will be a full debate after the Speaker in the House is apprised of the issues raised in the petition. So thank you very much for being peaceful. I will go to the leader of the House. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My colleague, the minority leader, and as he has related, the right to assemble is a constitutional right. The right to demonstration is guaranteed by the Constitution. And the right to express itself is also legitimately guaranteed by the Constitution and by our statutes. And that is why you're here. I think that the issue that you have raised relating to the protection of the lives of Ghanaians is at the heart of this, and I think that it's important that all of us relate to that. Since 1992, when we returned to constitutional administration, we've had several instances of partiality, as the minorities are involving security forces who are really under obligation to protect lives and livelihoods of Ghanaians. And so, having come here and submitted your petition to Parliament, it is left to Parliament to cause an investigation into it. And as the Constitution provides, any such investigation or inquiry could lead to legislation, or perhaps tightening the legislation to prevent what we have been witnessing. I think that every life in this country matters. Every single life in this country matters. And expression of our constitutional rights should not result in bloodletting. And that's why I'm happy that you are here, that you have organized this peaceful demonstration and come to Parliament should suggest to everybody that democracy is working in Ghana. We are not a perfect democracy, and that infractions must be dealt with in order to correct the system. And I think that that is the way to build our democracy. So I'm happy that you are here, and I thank you for being peaceful in today's organization. And Parliament, upon the return of the Speaker, will trigger the necessary processes to deal with the petition that you have submitted. Obi ye bi na se bi o woni ne nya adwen kra eno nkyere se ewo se etututu ebe mu mo bi hwere ne nkwa ana se obi kobre ne moja ani eno mwa o man kyekere ne e free 1992 a ye starting constitution yi ye de ye adwuma no ye hunu sa ne mebebre enye na asem nye nra asem na se na enanya enra de no so nye na nsa ne de nso so nye ndigiri se yenuanom de enuma ya brain was a emuye ye kwampa ebefa so be sha ase na me ka say Speaker of Parliament oni ha enye boapaye se ebusuafo de grata yeba ni bi obeka say onye na mom ye tie ni say ni nua wo Nigeria e na ato nza fe no anope ya free Ghana eko Nigeria enti nia wo se ye ewo sa asema omode ya be dom Parliament ni ye be ye na ya hwemu ama enokra daadi se ne be ya asumgie e betra so aba omen na mi sha yin na
That's Mike. Thank you. Oh, yeah, the one guy.
Yo na ebusiafo said there wo mo petition no ababa bet ja edi eye ama ya papa Haruna Idrisu ede wo no so ne nsema tu ja me no wo kase de na chese ya papa eye awamba ben oni ho no na so ne nsie na mu eye den age eye lete no ede ato ho no mu chese oba no be pie mu enkwa ede omo ede aba so na chese ebusiafo sese eye demonstration no a free Parliament House na chese omo ede omo ni so ko akwakwa che IGP asia ye se de mu ho no sa pepepe
NDC political party a yepa asonje ye domai na right from the onset ye share mo boss Ghana for nyina boss enya ade a ye be trust me yen dia ye be ye boni e ade a wo mu se wo hwa omo ano mo protest you know obi a she face mask kama e wo mo an ye sanitize side in sprinkle yes into overall no I think it's a demonstration akoye except say you do parliament gate na no na fracas kakra ye den e ya ba na ye nipa titu a no mo ne enam no omo mpese mo ye de omo be say media for no so mo so fa kakra and you know that would be the bad aspect of it, but overall I think say it was okay. Next time you best just say we be our coordination be our parliament for mo ye hu in advance asa na ye be do ha ye hu ye be na fast how ni atete no amba na I'm talking about recommendations ye na ye dim oman a ye team since our mampani Akufo-Addo ni ba omia ebeje abendwa itina so no ye nim how ni amane ato ye already no Ghana for ebre esikasemo ye basa taxes e cost employment rate no so ye the unemployment rate no so cost eniama ye basa wo hwe ye party mu a ye rose ye nye insuo emba dun so no so kwa na ekue into Ghana for right to say demand they say this country must be fixed. Omampeni came on the back of a lot of promises. Now your expectation they say by now crowd in Ghana ya by America. And so said you me general secretary na me chairman kan you know. Ukwa mindful for COVID here by aban a day into to akwemu so they be boa etimemufo no. And so over Ghana ha ye dey ye ban or the taxes riding or the ato ya pump say yes one yentia. And Ghanaians have the right to demonstrate. Ghanaians have the right to spew out. Ghanaians have the right to spew out their frustration. Na say yakoye na say eyekun na mombekum yendia. Na yentimi ntina say ema mo koso nkumi. And so mo sha say free media force omo ba ya manase azori mo Star FM 4 no sa say omo kasa no ye de ehunhun asa na ye de ehunhun mo. Na omo de ba ya waso ogo ebe prepare nkrofo na omo de kwa bandan kwanta na omo ku abrante ba kwa na we school for Friday de okwa kwachira de sa na omo de ko Techiman South e hoso omo koku nipa ba kwa about 5 or 6 akwala ketua be 14 years Friday e ka ho aya asefem ye mobo enu echi da Blakuma Central omo ku nipa ho Zabsugu omo ku nipa ho enti no ayu say ayete say ye mana yete say aban we and Akufo-Addo at the military no broni beka say state sponsored military and omode ye boni a den etisa enti no yentumi ntina sesa am say kaka ye owuye o ye MPP ni ba ko a wu kan ho so ye MPP ni NDC ni no owuye wejira no ba ko pe na ye den NDC say nyina ye tina se ni yakoye NDC MPP asema menim da ebeto enu nti na ye nyina ya sorry waka eja ye dwuma ho meme won kwala ba ko miensan na nka me hwe mo ankeye enso mejo mo atoko because menim da ebeka me mo aye janka enu ti so wo hu ye wa ha ye ka kire mampani Akufo-Addo ne se onja nyamrasam na oye no onja boni na offer military for no e de ye Ghana for no na enough is enough ye be sere ne se Ghana ni bia nkwa ho hia into no oba yes about the Ghana for who by and that is what we expect from him.
Okay, some of the MPP factions no more cousin is protest ya mo ye nya de be so ba mo to say keep it na mo papa because on my Ghana other parts of the world they classify Ghana as a peaceful country and as insecurity na mo kan so any oma out of 1 out of 10 into nya de be bia but mo ma fa to mo some person mo ye keep it
in the first place I'm buying
are there timelines to these recommendations and if these recommendations are not meant to go then the next move.
Me that say omo mi nuanom no mo MPP omo kasa omo hia me mo bo kire say omo nua kaka ene ada MPP ni na omo ewu a ye ku omo a omo da form na ya si omo se omo sha asase ase no nti se wotena na ka say e 1 out of 10 and 1 out of 100 and na woni ndia wo ka the fact ne say boni ye boni na say ye ntua boni no so ka ana say ya punish nipa na oye boni na you are giving nipa no impunity so onko so yes aboni nti no that is what we are saying say esi baako mienu miensa sisi nipa be 10 and ewu in the hands of military our Ghana is on head of meanwhile your democratic dispensation ye ni military regime ti entumi ntina ase nhwe ne saa me nuanom eno nti so obi ka say oh we dey NDC asema na MPP asema me dey mesre Nyankopon say petition na ye dey aba no omampani ebe hwehwem na omo aye bone no wetu omo so ka na ya yensan hode e dey ato ho say dey be ankrofo foforo nye dey enye bi say dey be ya MPP fo na aka no ebi ento me dey metumi aka no.
Okay. But thank you.
I'm Ruth Della Sedo.
Abusiafo Deputy National Youth Organizer Mame Ruth Della and Ordinance no etu eja no. And our petition no ebebeto empanifo anima papa honorable Haruna Idrisu ene ebiemu susu de woginemu ede ema papa abambabe no womo eje petition no efo na owie na chese ode na no disem to ejo ohune sem womo anya sa de we nyina because of NDC MPP nemo because of Ghana entia na ebusiafo to ensem no eso bi wona demonstrators no because say susu di echi so say mo witnesses. It's no yes, but as you can see, it was managed well. Can you know the one ends me and so credit and so a car woman and buy about the witnesses in no more. And see, generally, maybe like I said, we are a phone up.
Finally, there can say demonstration only and not for back and forth and then say but then high peaceful the police by police flash and you know make a demonstration with normally and supporters
and generally no a year or year has been peaceful. Quite so for assurance or whatever say we do more in terms of police security arrangements in the Apple pay a possible for and followers and the year as a and penny for also solo no money police for a share a drink be a share na say when we kasa pepe na chese money followers kasa ama generally the whole this general level of comportment and as a cooperation from leadership of the demonstration and also their followers. And see, I think it's been generally peaceful.
And finally, your main was to be able to catch them for in terms of the traffic situation in Nigeria.
I say I say we were up to the task. Initially, no, I think yesterday we issued a release saying we're going to provide adequate security into deployments from the formed police unit, and also so every the rapid deployment force, afi mounted squadron, na unity be was a boa. Na say a year or yet period. Sa unity no be no na so. Once or more MTTD or more directed traffic, making sure say the share movement of vehicles from one direction to another diversions near the we are enough traffic and a chill we share all the way from airports towards area traffic it was very thick. Now traffic congestion I think generally we've had the best of cooperation from the demonstrators and their leadership.
Na abusiafo DSP efiatenge na yene no atwetwe nkomo ono so eka bambo ho ensem omude egu akwemu ede etu edwa no eno no se enoma egu akwemu odo se traffic ne ye den ede ema wo mu naso ni nyina mu no omutimi ehwe ema nipa ebodom pem no omutimi control wo mu nse do de nsem etu edwa